Yo, what is up? So in this tutorial, we're going to be doing a tutorial requested by a viewer. They wanted us to kind of extend on our damage system and make a death system, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing it a little bit differently though. We're going to be, it's going to be a little bit more detailed. We're going to make a death system, and then we're going to make a save and load system, and yeah, so that way you can die and then reload and such. Yeah, this is what the first part will be, and yeah. Go in the damage zone, take damage, then you die. The animation plays, and right now we don't have the reload system set up. That'll be in another video, but for this one we'll be doing this part. So yeah, let me just show you how we got it done. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna hop into our third-person blueprint here. And let's open that up. We're gonna make our variables. We're gonna make two variables. First one's gonna be current health. That's gonna be a float. And then we're just gonna duplicate that, and we're gonna call this one max health. Also gonna be a float. We're gonna set the default values of both of these to 100. Like that. We're gonna compile and save, and then we're gonna come over here. We're gonna find an empty space. We're gonna right click, and we're gonna find event any damage. We're gonna grab that, and then we're gonna grab our current health in. Oh, whoops, we're not gonna set it. We're gonna get it, and then we're going to subtract. We're gonna pull off the damage. We're gonna subtract the damage that we take. Then off of here, we're gonna pull off and clamp. Float, and our minimum will be 0, and our maximum will be our max health. This will just make sure that we don't go, you know, negative on our health. And then we're gonna pull out our current health, and we're gonna set it like this. Hook the clamp into that, and then we're gonna come over here. We're gonna grab a branch. You can grab either you can right click and grab branch, or you can just click B on your keyboard and click. We're gonna grab that, and we're gonna see if our current health is greater than 0, and then we'll plug that into the branch. And if it is, we're gonna play sound to deep, and this is just gonna be for like our, you know, so we can signify that we're taking damage. There's a cool little pack that's free on the Epic launcher that we will grab. It's called Human Vocalizations. We're gonna grab this. We're gonna add this to the project, and then we're gonna come into our human vocalizations here, and we're gonna grab Human Male C. I like this one a lot. We're gonna go into the waves. We're gonna find, we're just gonna type in hurt. These are a bunch of different damage sounds. We're gonna right click on one. We're gonna create queue. We're gonna call it damage underscore queue. And then we're going to open that bad boy up. We're gonna pull this back a little bit. We're gonna get a random, and we'll hook that in. And this will just play random sounds. So we're just gonna copy this, and we're gonna paste it 5 times. Or we're gonna, you know, paste it 4 times. So we're gonna have 5 sounds that will play for the damage. And we're gonna add input. We need 5 inputs for the 5 sound. We're gonna plug these in. And then we're just gonna minimize this a little bit. We're gonna find our hurt sounds again. We're just gonna click right here. We're gonna pull in some of these pain sounds, drag them up, put them in there like that. And if you press space, it'll kind of show how it works. Those will be the different sounds that'll play. So we're gonna hop back over into our third-person blueprint. We're gonna find our damage queue. We're gonna grab that, and that'll be all we do for now. We need to well, I guess we can go ahead and make our death queue as well. Let's go to our content browser, we'll find some death sounds. We'll right click on one, create queue. We'll call this death_queue. We're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna pull this back, grab a random, plug that in. Plug that in. We'll add some inputs. We need 5 inputs. 1, 2, 3, 4. I added 6. Let me just get rid of one of those. We're gonna copy and paste this 5 times. And then we'll hook these in. And we'll shrink that down. Find some more death sounds. Pull them in. Pull them into the different things that we copied and pasted. Oh, whoops, did I do that one twice? Make it sure. And then we play. Oh, I think I did do that one twice. Yeah, we did that one twice. Let's get a different one. We'll plug that in. Yep, that'll be a bunch of different death sounds that we can play. So we'll hop back over here. We'll copy and paste the play sound 2D. And we'll find our death cue. Plug that in right there. And then we need something, we need to be able to take damage. So let's go ahead and work on that. So we're gonna go to the content, get rid of that right there. We're gonna make a new folder called blueprints. And then we're gonna go in there. We're gonna create a blueprint class actor. We're gonna call this a damage zone. We're gonna do it pretty much kind of like how we did our damage system tutorial. So we're gonna open that up. We're gonna add a box collision. And then we're gonna go into construction script here. We're gonna pull in our box collision. We're gonna set box extent. We'll plug that in right there. And then we will pull off inbox extent. We're gonna promote that to a variable. We're gonna make it public. We're gonna click on the eyeball down here, make that public. And then we will compile and save. And inbox extent, we're gonna set it to 200. We'll just paste that on all 3 right there. And what making this variable does and making it public is when we pull this in to the world, you can pull that in. And if you look on the right side here, you can control the box extent over here. So you can just click and drag and change the size of it pretty easily. So yeah, that's why we're doing that. So now we're gonna go back over here to the box. We're gonna go to hidden. We're gonna uncheck the hidden in game so that we can see it when we play. So if you hop in and see, we can see the box with that unchecked. And then we're going to go into the event graph. Let's get rid of all of this. We're gonna grab, well actually we're not gonna grab that. We're gonna right click on the box. We're gonna add event on component begin overlap. And we're gonna cast to third person character. And we'll hook that into the other actor. And what we want to do after this is we're gonna grab a timer by events, and we're gonna set the time to like 0.5, and we're gonna set that to looping. We're gonna pull off the event. We're gonna grab custom event. We're gonna call this damage timer. And basically what this is gonna do is for every half a second that we're standing inside of the box, we'll take damage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click, we're gonna grab apply damage, and we want to hook this before the timer and after the timer, because if you just hook it after the timer, it'll wait the 0.5 seconds before you take any damage. So we're gonna hook that in right there. Damage the actor is gonna be our third person character. Damage amount, you can set an amount, or you can do, if you want it to be random, you can get a random float and range. We'll do a random float and range. We do between 10 and 20. That'll be how much damage we take, and then we're just gonna copy and paste that up here. And then for the timer one, we're gonna want a branch. So we're gonna click B on the keyboard and press. We're gonna grab a branch, plug that in, and off the true, we're gonna plug that in, and we're also gonna make a variable called is in damage zone, and that'll be a boolean, and we'll hook that to the branch. So if we are in the damage zone, we will take damage. So we need to set that we are in the damage zone when we overlap. So let's pull, well, we'll leave that right there. Let's pull all of this back like this. And then we're gonna pull the is in damage zone. We're gonna set it to true right here. And then we'll plug that into the timer. So now, here, let's go back into our third person blueprint here real quick. We're gonna, on the damage one, we're just gonna print string real quick. We're gonna print our current health like that. So now, when we're in there, we should take damage. Timer's not working, hold on. Why is it not working? Is in damage zone. We're setting that to true. Oh, we forgot to hook our damaged actor to the apply damage up here. That's why. So now, for every half second, we take damage. And if you notice, we run out, we keep taking damage. So we need to grab our box. We're gonna right click on it, add event on component end overlap. We're just gonna copy this guy right here and paste it. Hook that to the other actor. And we're just gonna pull in our is in damage zone. We're gonna set that to false, so that when we leave the damage zone, we stop taking damage. So in the damage zone, take damage. Leave the damage zone, we're no longer taking damage. So that should be good here. So the next thing we want to do, let's pull this back. We're gonna grab a do once right here. So you can press O on your keyboard and get a do once, or you can just right click and get a do once. Like that. We're gonna hook that into the false, plug that in. And now, I think all we need is the, well, we do need our HUD. So let's go ahead and make our HUD. So let's hop back into our blueprints folder right here. We're gonna right click, make a new folder called widgets. We'll hop in there. We're gonna go to user interface, widget blueprint, user widget. We're gonna call this HUD_W. We'll hop into that. We're gonna find a canvas panel, pull that down, and then we're gonna find a progress bar and put that on the canvas panel. We're gonna make the size X about 350. We'll move the position X over a little bit, and then position Y down a little bit. We'll pull the percent up. We'll change the color of that to red. Pull the red up, pull the green down, pull the blue down. We'll set the value to 0.2, so it's a little darker. Then we're gonna go into the graph here. We're gonna get rid of the event tick, the pre-construct, and we're gonna cast to third person character. Then we're gonna pull off the object. We're gonna get player character. And then we're going to pull off as third person character. We're going to promote that to a variable. We're going to call it player ref. So you cast to get the info out of the character, and you promote it to a variable so you don't have to cast over and over. So we're gonna hop back into the designer over here. We're gonna click on our progress bar. We're gonna go to the percent. We're gonna click on the bind, and we're gonna create binding. We'll pull back, get player ref. We're gonna get current health, and we're gonna get our max health. Then we're gonna divide our current health by our max health. You do this to keep the math correct, because if you look, we'll get rid of our binding real quick. The percent only goes between 0 and 1, and basically the binding just makes sure that the value stays between 0 and 1. So we'll just hook our binding back real quick. So now we're gonna need to add this to the viewport. So we're gonna hop back to our third person character. We're gonna go back to begin play and pull all of this up. We're gonna pull our begin play back. We're gonna grab a sequence node. You can press S on your keyboard, get a sequence node, plug that in. We'll hook the 0 here, and then off the 1, we're gonna create a widget. And we're gonna get HUD widget. Then off of here, we're gonna add to viewport. There we go. So now that should be working. Yep, we take damage, the health goes down. There we go. So there's the damage system pretty much done there, all the way down to 0. So now we need the animations. So for this, we're just going to use Mixamo animations. Something I recommend getting is something called a Mixamo converter. This is what I use for using Mixamo animations rather than retargeting. This is going to be much faster. You can just hop into this website and download the Mixamo converter here. And once you get it downloaded, I'll show you how it works. I got it in my download folders here. Get Mixamo converter here. We can open this up. You want to hop in and grab the mannequins. You can grab the Manny, Unreal Engine 5 Manny right here. Grab this, and then we're gonna go to the Mixamo website. And then obviously, if you're familiar with Mixamo, which I'm assuming most of you probably are, you can just upload character and pull in your Manny here. And once you get it in, you're pretty much good to grab some animations. So we're gonna find a dying animation. We'll look that up. We will grab, let's see. I'm gonna grab, I already have this one downloaded, so just for like example purposes, I'm gonna grab a different death animation. So we'll grab this one right here. This dying one right here. We're gonna download without skin. We will download that. And then what you want to do with this, once you get it downloaded, we'll pull up our Mixamo converter. And the way the Mixamo converter works is once you open it, you go into your animation that you downloaded, you grab it, and you pull it into incoming FBX. You just put it in that folder, and then you open Mixamo converter up. Then you're just gonna click, and then you're gonna click over here on the conversion process. You go into there, and then you go all the way down. These are a bunch of other animations that I've gotten in the past. You go all the way down, there's gonna be a thing right here that says click here to convert the animations. You click there, and that's pretty much it. You got the animation. And how you get that animation is you go into your outgoing FBX right here in your Mixamo converter folder. There's a folder called outgoing FBX. You go in there, and all your animations will be in here. So then you just need to bring those in. So we're going to go into our third person. We're going to create a folder called animations. We'll open that up. we'll bring in our dying animation right here. And then you want to set the skeleton to the Manny or whatever skeleton you're using. And then set that. And then we'll import. And then voila. We got a Mixamo animation with 0 retargeting. Super efficient way of getting Mixamo animations to work. Then we're gonna go into, let's close this out. Don't need that anymore. We're gonna go back into our third person blueprint and go back to where we were doing the damage over here. So if our health is not greater than 0, we're going to right click. We're gonna disable input. We'll hook that in right there. And then we're gonna right click, get player controller. We'll hook that into the player controller. And then we need to make a new variable right here. So we're gonna make a new variable. We're gonna call it isDead. And this is gonna be a Boolean. And then we're gonna pull this out. We're gonna set that to true at the end here. And now we need to go into our animation blueprint. So we're gonna go into the mesh here. You can find your animation blueprint over here. We can just hit the magnifying glass. We'll go into ABP Manny, not the Quinn one, because Quinn, it'll say, this is just a child of the Manny animation blueprint. So we'll go into the Manny blueprint here. And we're gonna go to the event graph right here. We're gonna add a plus to the sequence. And off of this, we're gonna cast to third person character. And then off of the object, we're gonna get player character. And then we'll pull off of this. We're gonna set isDead. We're gonna get isDead. And then off of isDead, we're just gonna pull off and promote that to a variable. Hook that in. And that should be good for the event graph. So now we're gonna go into the anim graph. We're gonna go into the locomotion here. And then off of idle, we're gonna add a state. We're gonna call this dying. And then on the little transition state here, we're just gonna go in there. We're gonna pull in our isDead. And then we're gonna go into our dying, and we're gonna pull in our dying animation. Hook that up. And voila. That should be it. Let's test it out. So, let's see what happens when we hit 0. Hit 0, animation plays, and now you're dead. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. Like I said, we'll set up we're gonna set up a save and load system so that you can you know, save and load after you die and all of that. I mean, there's a few different ways of doing like deaths. You can either do it with the game instance and do like checkpoints, or you can do like save and load systems, which is the way that I prefer to do it. But you know, depending on your game and how you want it done, we're gonna do save and load system though. But yeah, we'll just test that out again. Make sure that if you're moving, the animation's still. Yep, there we go. You stop moving, and then it plays. I just want to test the damage zone one more time to make sure we stop taking damage.
Ow.
Yep, leave the zone, you stop taking damage. Yep, that's pretty much it. So yeah, we'll call it here for this one. I appreciate the request for the tutorial. Definitely a fun little thing to do, death animations and stuff. But yeah, we'll call it here for this one. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new around here, definitely subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to get back to you. If you have any other tutorials you would like to see, also let me know. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.